Alright everyone, thank you for joining me today. Serotonin. Today we're going to talk about Chicago's water cribs, which is what you see in front of you right here. There's Chicago, and there's the water crib. So I discovered the Chicago water cribs many years ago when I was first coming to terms with the fact that I was visiting this dream world every night and having a life in this other place. And I began to think that maybe I was imagining some part of the world that I'd never been to. I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I thought maybe I was channeling something. I wasn't really sure. But I happened upon some pictures of Chicago architecture, nothing pre-Great Fire, but all post, and I was absolutely, it was like a magnet drawing me there. I was completely convinced that I had been there before, that I knew the place somehow, somewhere in, I don't know. I can't explain any of this. I'm just here to try and relay this to you guys to see if it hits home. Okay, so I took a vacation there on my own for 4 days. I love to travel by myself. I'm now I have a family, so I don't do that very much at all. But at the time I was not. I was working, and I was alone in my life, kind of. I had whatever, and I ended up just going for 4 days. And what I do when I travel is I got lost in museums and architecture. It's just I realized my family was really into that too, traveling. So anyway, I ended up on a bike tour, I'm so sorry, and a boat tour. Sorry, that's true. Same day. First day I arrived in Chicago. Because I wanted to get a lay of the land. I wanted to know the city, but I had really gone down there with 4 days with the purpose of trying to understand what it was about Chicago that was calling me there. And so on the bike tour, I looked out on the lake and I see this thing, this guy right here, Doodle, right here, man. And I said to the bike tour guide, why is there a circus tent floating on the lake, on Lake Michigan? And he said, that isn't a circus tent. That is a blur, blah, 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 blah. Because I never listened to him, and I don't remember what he said. It was just like he was talking gobbledygook, because to me that was like, no, there's something weird on the water out there. And he was like, oh no, it's something really normal. It's just this. And so I was like, okay, whatever. Promptly forgot all about it as life went on, and came absolutely thundering back to it in my mind about a couple of weeks ago, watching all the videos that the community puts out there. And I ended up deciding to do this video on the water cribs, and so I'm going to run through them with you right now. It shouldn't take too long, and we're just going to go through some of these pictures because they're pretty impressive. So that is the first one. It says here it's called the Harrison Deaver Crib. And this is an incredible picture I found just tonight. While I was making myself ready for this video, I decided to grab a couple more images because I only had 7 to start with. And this is an image of the 1860s Scarbet Crib, it says. And I was just sort of looking up here, and I don't know, these guys kind of look fake. I'm a photographer, and it's super hard to shoot like that and get all those shadows up there. Like, that's incredible. That takes some talent. So you'll have to excuse the images are all kind of mixed up, but this is fascinating to me. So here is a picture from the 1867 pumping station. The DeWitt C. Krieger designed this, and it's the Chicago Water Works. And here's the same water crib that I saw that day on my tour, coming from the lake. And this is an inside of the same water crib. And I really, really wanted to show this. I thought it was really important for you guys to see the bricks and the work on the inside of the crib. And again, here we are on the same one. This is some details of the crib. And it's looking pretty modern in this bit, but that can be deceiving. Okay, so here's another one. This is an archive photo. I don't have any dates on here, but this is a completely different one. And I just want to point out the portholes here, because one of the reasons I'm bringing up this stuff, I mean, this is old tech. This is not something modern. They built this in a lake. I don't know how they did stuff like this, but look at this stuff. I mean, this is old Chicago tech, right? So let's keep going. Now, after a while, I was like, okay, I've never heard of a water crib before. Are there other water cribs? So I decided to look up other water cribs. And here we have, this is a picture of the Buffalo intake crib. So there you go. Buffalo has their own crib too. And I apologize again that the pictures are all messed up, but I just kind of, I need to do things in a certain way or I get distracted. So here is a really incredible before and after, pre-fire, post-fire picture of the Chicago Waterworks. And look at this. I mean, it looks like a castle fit for the most incredible royalty. And this is the Waterworks building. These are the people who made those water cribs. So tell me they were made modern, in modern times. They just could not have been, because they are this incredible. They are this impressive, even though they don't have any of that tech. This, you know, all of this energy gathering tech that we see here. These are the people that built those. So that's all I have to say about that. Here's another Chicago water crib. And let's kind of get in here a little bit. This one you can't really get in too far, but look, I mean, look at that in there. It's just, it's incredible stuff. Now this one is the Cleveland crib. It's pretty outrageous looking thing. That's a really small picture, so I'm not even going to bother to zoom in because I'm just going to be Pixel City. And here's my circus tent again, looking pretty beautiful, having some repairs done. And I love this one. That's a peregrine falcon, and they tend to nest in the water cribs. But look here, I just want to point this out. Okay, so here, I mean, just beautiful, right? Like, that's some of the energy gathering tech that we've seen before. But like, look at this. Okay, so I'm just, oh, I've gone in too close. Hang on, gotta zoom out again. There's a keystone there, right? There's your arch and your keystone. That's old tech. Look up here, portholes. Ooh, right? What's this guy? A big antenna with a sphere on top. That's interesting. Let's keep going. It's not for a flag, I can tell you that. They might hoist a flag on there, but I don't think that's what it was there for originally. Now here's the Harrison crib in 1910. Let's get in there a little bit. I mean, unbelievable. There's the tech right there, right? I'm so sorry, these images are so pixelated. They don't let you grab big ones off the internet anymore. Here's the tiniest one of the Harrison Deaver. And I just love this. I can't even remember. This is not, oh darn, I wish I could remember. This is a Chicago water crib, but it's not one we've seen yet. And there it is right up close. Looking amazing. And there's one that's been damaged. And I'm not entirely sure how it got damaged, but this is one of the oldest ones I've seen because it's octagonal or hexagonal. And we've seen this one. And actually I might even have, I think I have like a architectural drawing of it or something that I can share with you. Let's see if it's coming up. Okay, there's the Harrison Deaver again. Here we go. There it is, the octagonal. It's called the Lakeview Crib Temporary Boiler Plant. There is nothing temporary about this. I mean, come on. It's 1918. They have the Antiquitech right there. It's right there. And what's also really interesting is in the dreams that I had, one of the things that came up a lot were floating churches. Churches on the water. I saw so many of them. there was a lot of them. And oh, here's another damaged one. Look at that. I didn't even notice that the original time I looked at the picture. Again, keystone. Again, what is this? It's like a circle in the masonry above. I mean, it's unreal. This stuff is just incredible. So, cormorants all over it. They love it. Cormorants love our lakes up here. We're very lucky to share them, I guess, with Chicago. Anyway. Here we go. 12th Street, Lake Michigan. I mean, look at that. It's incredible. That's on ice, too. I guess they put some barriers up. I'm not sure how they deal with that. If anybody has any information on that, that would be really cool to pass on. So I would appreciate that. Here's a great diagram of apparently how this thing all works. Look at them underneath, just digging away. Under the lake, no big deal. It's crazy, hey? And here we are, the Waterworks crib. This is beautiful. Now this is supposed to be, I think it's 1870 was this drawing supposed to be of. Look at Chicago, so busy. These, what's really amazing and what hasn't been seen on any of them, they all had lighthouses. Like look at this guy, look. Amazing. And we're going to get into this later. These little tops that they put on buildings, they're all over Toronto. They're all over the place. I think they're healing rooms. Here we go. Water intake crib on Lake Michigan at Lawrence Avenue. That's a beautiful little picture. They got their fences up too. Oh, pixelated like crazy. But yeah. Now, okay, I had to put this one in. I can't make sense of it, but look at all that twisted iron. It's called the Water Intake Crib Disaster is what they said. So that's what I named the file because, of course, they gave me just a bunch of letters and numbers when I started to save it. I don't really know how that's a water crib disaster. But twisted metal makes me think of directed energy weapons. And that makes me think of the Great Fire. So I just thought I would just pop that in there. Consider it the cherry on the ice cream. Now here's a really beautiful, beautiful drawing. Looks like an etching of old Chicago. And that's the old Waterworks. And that to me looks like somewhere where you would go and pray. That does not look like a Waterworks building to me. It's beautiful. And I want to just point out here that although the sidewalks kind of look like they're melting into the mud, the old mud flood, those horses are just galloping. So I'm seeing cobblestones there. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of seeing cobblestones. Whoopsies. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's keep going. A couple more pictures and we're done. These are some guys coming in with supplies apparently to the Wilson Avenue crib. And these are these poor guys that have to stay there. Now here we have AD 1898 above the door. And some kind of plaque. And look, so these things that we always see on wooden doors, these old wooden doors, and people just think of them as really ornate hinges. I'm starting to see them all over the University of Toronto campus, all over these wooden doors. And that campus is full of old tech. I mean, it's unbelievable. I think these things spread the energy. That's what they're there for. They're spreaders or something of some kind. I'm not sure. But look up here in this masonry. There's all kinds of patterns. There's crosses. There's little, like, why would you do that? I mean, it's in the middle of a lake and it has a functional purpose. Why would you do this? Why would you make that? It makes, right? We didn't make this stuff. People who understood energy and beauty and symmetry did, not us. Or maybe we used to know all that. I don't know. This is a cute one. This is the Wilson crib. Looks like a really good looking cake, actually. Oh, that's the one with the peregrine falcon on it. Yeah, I remember that old chimney there. So this was probably a much bigger lighthouse at some point, maybe. Look at that patches coming off the roof. Oh, and this is our last one for this video. This is the 68th Street crib. I don't even know what to say about that. It is so... Ugh. I mean, it's just... What did they do to it? it's just awful. I mean, I'm not going to zoom in. I've learned my lesson through the rest of this video. But I mean, look at this brick. This is old brick. This is old. This is old. That's probably old. And then they just lumped all this stuff. I'm like, ugh. I mean, what is that? A Sears siding? I mean, it's like someone did that in the 70s. It's yucky. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with the first shot, the beautiful, beautiful circus tent on Lake Michigan that caught my eye and stayed in my heart for all these years. And as I said, I would really appreciate any insight, anything you have that could help us along here about these. Would be great. I'd love to hear about it. The people who really do this research, I'm sure would love to hear about it, and for me it would be a balm for my, my inquiring mind. Can't let this go. It's just too bizarre. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope this meant something to you, or will mean something to you in the future. Have a great night. God bless.